this head probably got turned. That would be my guess.
So you want to just keep pushing it?
Yeah, we might unplug the SDI real quick.
Call my name and I'll be gone. You reach out and I won't be there. Just my luck, you realize Sometimes late when things are real and people share the gift of gab between themselves. Some are quick to take the bait and catch the perfect prize that waits among the shelves. But Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And cause never was the reason for the evening or the Tropic of Sir Galahad. So please believe in me when I say I'm spinning round, 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 round. Smoke glass stained bright curl, image going down, 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 down. Soap sud green like pearl. Oh, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And cause never was the reason for the evening or the Tropic of Sir Galahad. So please believe in me when I say I'm spinning round, 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 round. Smoke glass stained bright cup, image going down, 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 down. Soap suds green like gold. No, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And cause never was the reason for the evening or the Tropic of Sir Galahad. So please believe in me. Ooh.
Operator, or could you help me place this call? See, the number on the matchbook is old and faded. She's living in LA with my best old ex-friend Ray. Gosh, she said she knew well and sometimes hated. Isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that and give me the number if you can find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real, but that's not the way it feels. Operator, but could you help me place this call? 'Cause I can't read the number that you just gave me. There's something in my eyes, you know it happens every time. I think about the love that I thought would save me. myself that it just wasn't real. But that's not the way it feels. No, 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 no. That's not the way it feels. Operator, oh, let's forget about this call. There's no one there I really wanted to talk to. Thank you for your time. Oh, you've been so much more than kind. You can keep the dime. Isn't that the way they say it goes? Well, let's forget all that and give me the number if you can't find it, so I can call just to tell them I'm fine and to show I've overcome the blow. I've learned to take it well. I only wish my words could just convince myself that it just wasn't real. But that's not the way it feels.
Just yesterday morning, they let me know you were gone. Suzanne, the plans they made put an end to you. I walked out this morning and I wrote down this song. I just can't remember who to send it to. I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Won't you look down upon me, Jesus? You gotta help me make a stand. You just got to see me through another day. My body's aching and my time is at hand. I won't make it any other way. Whoa, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you again. Been walking my mind to an easy time, my back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Well, there's hours of time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines in pieces on the ground. Whoa, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. I've seen sunny days that I thought would never end. I've seen lonely times when I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you, baby, one more time again now. Thought I'd see you one more time again. There's just a few things coming my way this time around now. Thought I'd see you, thought I'd see you far away now.
if my words did glow with the gold of sunshine, and my tunes were played on the harp unstrung, would you hear my voice come through the music? Would you hold it near as it were your own? It's a hand-me-down. The thoughts are broken. Perhaps they're better left unsung. I don't know. Don't really care. Let there be songs to fill the air. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, nor wind to blow. Reach out your hand. If your cup be empty, if your cup is full, may it be again, let it be known. There is a fountain that was not made by the hands of men. There is a road, no simple highway between the dawn and the dark of night. And if you go, no one may follow. That path is for your steps alone. Ripple in still water when there is no pebble tossed, no wind to blow. You who choose to lead must follow. But if you fall alone. If you should stand, then who's to guide you? If I knew the way, I would take you home. La da da da, la da da da, la da da, la da, la da da.
Waiting for the break of day, searching for something to say, flashing lights against the sky, giving up, I close my eyes, sitting cross-legged on the floor.
I never take anything for granted. Only a fool maybe takes things for granted. Just because it's here today, it can be gone tomorrow. And that's one thing that you'll never in your life ever have to worry about me. If I'll ever change towards you, because, baby, I love you. Girl, I love you. Just the way you are. Don't go changing, trying to please me. You never let me down before. I don't imagine you're too familiar, and I don't see you anymore. I would not leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. No, Lord, I took the good times, I'll take the bad times, I'll take you just the way you are. Don't go trying some new fashion. Don't change the color of your hair. Hey there, you always have my unspoken passion. Although I might not seem to care, I don't want clever conversation. Don't want to work that hard. No, Lord, I just want someone to talk to. I want you just the way you are. I need to know that you will always be the same old someone that I do. What will it take till you believe in me the way I believe in you? Yeah, I said I love you, that's forever. This I promise from my heart. Oh Lord, I could not love you any better, yeah. I love you just the way you are. I don't want clever conversation. I don't want to work that hard. No, Lord, I just want someone to talk to. I want you just the way you are. I want you the way you are. Don't go changing.
baby hair with a woman's eyes. I can feel you watching in the night. All alone with me, we're waiting for the sunlight. When I feel cold, you warm me. And when I feel I can't go on, you come and hold me. It's you and me forever. Sarah, smile. Oh, won't you smile for me, Sarah? If you feel like leaving, you know you can go. But why don't you stay until tomorrow? If you wanna be free, you know, all you got to do is say so. And when you feel cold, I'll warm you. And when you feel you can't go on, I'll come and hold you. It's you and me forever. Sarah, smile. Oh, won't you smile a while for me, Sarah? Sarah, smile. Oh, won't you smile a while, Sarah? Oh, won't you smile a while for me, Sarah? Oh, smile a while. Won't you laugh, Sarah? Make me feel like a man, not keeping me crazy, crazy. Smile a while.
It's something with the frames. Is there a frame sync setting on the?
so loud, baby, it's the guitar man. Who's gonna steal the show? You know, baby, it's the guitar man. He can make you love, he can make you cry. He will bring you down and he'll get you high. Something keeps him going miles and miles a day to find another place to play. Night after night, who treats you right, baby, it's the guitar man. Who's on the radio? You go listen to the guitar man. Then he comes to town and you see his face, and you think you might like to take his place. Something keeps him drifting miles and miles away, searching for the songs to play. Then you listen to the music and you like to sing along. You want to get the meaning out of each and every song. Then you find yourself a message and some words to call your own and take them home. He can make you love, he can get you high. He will bring you down and he'll make you cry. Something keeps him moving, but no one seems to know what it is that makes him go. Then the lights begin to flicker and the sound is getting dim. The voice begins to falter and the crowds are getting thin. But he never seems to notice, he's just got to find another place to play. Fade away. Got to play.
Sail on down the line about a half a mile or so, and don't really wanna know where you're going. Maybe once or twice, you see, time after time I tried to hold on to what we got, but now you're going. I don't mind about the things you're gonna say, Lord. I gave all my money and my time. I know it's a shame, but I'm giving you back your name. Guess I'll be on my way. I won't be back to stay. I guess I'll move along. I'm looking for a good time. sail on down the line. Ain't it funny how the time can go on? Friends say they told me so, but it doesn't matter. It was plain to see that a small town boy like me just wasn't your cup of tea. I was wishful thinking. I gave you my heart and I tried to make you happy, and you gave me nothing in return. You know it ain't so hard to say, but would you please just go away?
on my back door to disconnect the telephone line. Relax, baby, and draw that blind. Kick off your shoes and sit right down. Loosen up.
You still winning big at Chumba Casino?
Absolutely. Have you signed up yet?
Is it for real?
Of course. It's more real than that Rolex. Plus, oh, it's free to sign up. And then you can play hundreds of games anytime, anywhere.
That was easy.
Over 1 million players would agree with you.
Oh, jackpot!
Winner, winner.
Team Huddle in 5.
Thanks, Steve-O.
Play now at Chumba Casino.
So, I was just parking my car, and then I saw you. The gecko. Huge fan.
I'm always honored to meet fans out in the wild.
The honor is mine. I just love being able to file a claim in under 2 minutes with the Geico app.
Well, the Geico app is top-notch.
I know you get asked this all the time, but could you sign it?
Sign what? The app? Yeah, sure.
Oh, that means so much. Oh, it rubbed off the screen when I touched it. Could you sign it again?
Anything to help, I suppose.
You're the best.
Get more than just savings. Get more with Geico.
Especially if you look at some of the state corn yields, everything on the digital yield tour is above the 5-year average for corn. It's a little bit more towards the average on soybeans, although anecdotally, as we talk with farmers, they say there is a ton of potential out there, especially if the beans get the rain this month, to really have a big bean crop too. So we're looking at big crops of both. The question is just how big, and then how much can you just not see from a satellite driven yield model. We have some proprietary weather into some proprietary agronomic insights built into our yield models. Our yield models are trained on RMA data instead of NAS county level data, which does make a difference. It makes our yields a little bit higher than what you might see from some other organizations or other yield models that are trained differently. But generally what we're seeing are big crops out there, just a few questions in places about pollination and really about a question of too much water could impact grain fill in some places.
Well, I appreciate the explanation on all of that. And I know, of course, the 11 states, you guys break it down state by state with daily releases. So let's try to go through all of these as quickly as we can in less than 10 minutes. Let's start with what was released on Monday, August 11th. I know that was Illinois and Wisconsin. Can you give us some of the results from those states?
Illinois corn, our yield models as of August 1st, our models run every 2 weeks. So I think that's important to note that our data scientists will be updating those for our team internally. Illinois, 220.1 bushels per acre on corn. Wisconsin, 194.3 bushels per acre on corn. The bean numbers, Illinois at 64.5, and then Wisconsin at 51.6 bushels an acre. So I think if you look at it, that's potentially up there to be a record crop in Illinois. There are some areas that had some drought issues more towards the north. A lot of questions about tassel wrap. And then the southern half of the state had too much rain at the spring planting window. There was some prevent plant. There are some struggles with the delays there. Wisconsin looks to be doing quite well. They're, 194 bushel per acre average. Their 5-year average is 180.9 for RMA. So they're really looking outstanding in those two states.
All right, let's shift a little farther to the west. I do want to get to the eastern corn belt here too, but on Tuesday, Iowa, Minnesota, those results came out from DTN, and there's been a lot of talk about Iowa, and I've heard some comments that it's a scary good looking corn crop in particular. What was the estimate for Iowa and then in Minnesota as well?
Iowa is our highest yield estimate of the entire tour at 223.7 bushels per acre on corn, and then soybeans at 62.3. Illinois had a bigger soybean yield forecast, but that is a big statewide average for Iowa for beans. Then for Minnesota, 199.1 for the corn yield average versus a 186.7 5-year. And on soybeans, we're looking at 51.3 bushels per acre in Minnesota compared to about a 49 bushel average. So things are looking big in those states. They've had great rains throughout the year, keeping it well watered, just the right amount of heat, not too much, not too little.
We're talking with DTN's Katie Dellinger. Let's go up to the Dakotas. That was the Wednesday release. What are some of the results for North and South Dakota?
North Dakota corn is looking on our models at 151.9 bushels per acre. That compares to a 140.7 bushel per acre 5-year average, so definitely above average in that state. I did hear some issues and concerns potentially about soybeans. Some early derechos caused some growth problems there. The soybean estimate's 34.7. That's right at the 5-year average. In South Dakota, another strong crop is in the making. It looks to be about 169.2 compared to a 5-year average of 153.8. And then on soybeans, 43.8 bushels per acre. And then that's a little lower than the 5-year average at 47 bushels per acre. But anecdotally, the farmers there still have a whole lot of hope. Just need some August rains.
Yeah. I want to bundle Thursday and Friday together here real quick just so we get all these results, and then we have time for a final wrap-up. Thursday was Indiana and Ohio. I know some challenges in the Eastern Corn Belt. And then Friday's release, the remaining states, Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri. What were the results from those 5 states, Katie?
Yeah, Indiana and Ohio, they had a lot of variability because of a lot of planting delays this year, but the corn yields look strong. We're looking at Indiana at 206.1 bushels per acre on corn and 60.5 bushels per acre on soybeans. Ohio, we're looking at corn yields of 193.7, down a little bit, or just slightly above the 5-year average. Soybeans, 52.7 bushels per acre. And then looking at the numbers that came out today, we're looking at Nebraska at 187.8 on corn. They also have the highest corn county yield forecast in the country in an irrigated part of the state. Nebraska soybeans, 57.6 bushels per acre. In Missouri, just about up there with Nebraska, 187.7 bushels per acre on corn, and then 50.4 bushels per acre on soybeans. Kansas is an interesting one this year. Jesse, the average corn yield for the state is 138.7 compared to 111.4 as the 5-year average. So big time above their average in Kansas. They actually got some rain this year. And then on the soybean counts in Kansas, 42.8 bushels per acre, the 5-year average much closer to 38.
And then Missouri, did you mention Missouri as well? Did I miss that? Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Missouri's got a big one in the making. They're at about 187.7 for corn and 50.4 for soybeans.
All right. I was looking ahead at my notes here, and I apologize if you said
that's okay.
that. So to wrap this all up, and I know there's going to be some short summaries of a few other states out as well from the DTN Digital Yield Tour, and then, kind of looking ahead, obviously, as we go to finish this crop off. Again, just your thoughts, perspective on this year's tour. It just feels like, again, kind of confirming what a lot of folks are talking about is that we're going to have big yields out there this year.
Yes, rain makes grain, and you look at the weather pattern this summer, and a lot of places have been well watered. A lot of states that started out in drought are no longer in drought. There are some places where water was too much, but generally we haven't seen widespread flooding. We've seen a few derechos, but they haven't seemed to cause as much crop damage as they did property damage. Grain storage in North Dakota and some places up north will be an issue because they had damage to that and they're expecting big crops. So we're looking at a big crop this season. I think the question is it as big as USDA is saying it's going to be? And I think your next guest might be able to get into a little bit more of the history there. But I think some of the analysis I've read would suggest that maybe this will be USDA's largest reading of the year. They might pull it back as they get some of that in-field data, but we're going to have to wait and see, Jesse. There's just a lot of questions out there. Is it really as big as it is?
Very true. Well, DTNPF.com for more. I know you guys are going to have a webinar series on Tuesday the 19th as well for some more updates on the Yield Tour. You can find all that again, DTNPF.com. Katie Dellinger, DTN, thanks for joining us. Good to hear from you again.
My pleasure. Always enjoy it.
Coming up next, we'll talk with Karen Braun from Zaner Ag Hedge on AOA.
Clarkson, every American dreams of creating a better life for his or her family, but in some communities, those dreams face difficult challenges. When we come together to help those in need get the same opportunities as everyone else, we truly are making our country a better place to live for all of us. So look for volunteer opportunities in your community to help others achieve the American dream, all right? This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
We arrived at the scene, and the job, like everyone before, was executed flawlessly, leaving us with more questions than answers. It was time to bring in the big guns. You don't mean? Yeah. John Deere Bale documentation. All the data, one location. It was the answer to everything. Visit johndeere.com/Bale documentation for more information.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Air Canada and its unionized flight attendants remained at odds this morning, despite government pleas for both sides to return to the bargaining table to avert a strike. Canada's largest carrier said it expects to cancel 500 flights by the end of the day, ahead of the planned Saturday strike, leaving some 100,000 passengers scrambling for alternatives. The Trump administration's new human resources chief said it will likely shed around 300,000 workers this year, which would amount to a 12.5% decrease in the federal workforce since January. Office of Personnel Management Director Scott Cooper said 80% of those workers would leave voluntarily and only 20% would have to be fired. 2 Republican U.S. senators have called for a congressional investigation into Meta Platforms after Reuters reported that the company's chatbot engage in a child in conversations that are romantic or sexual. Stocks are currently mixed. Dow Industrials up by 89, the NASDAQ down by 57. That's Your Money Now.
What does the future of mobility in Michigan sound like? That's the sound of new EV charging stations at our state parks. That's the sound of over $20 billion in new investments to produce EVs and batteries in Michigan. And that's the silence of Michigan's new En-Road wireless charging system. Discover all the ways MEDC is driving next-gen mobility in Michigan at michiganbusiness.org.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Nature is a great social distancing companion when enjoyed responsibly. And it's a healthy way to boost immunity, calm anxieties, and have fun. Follow the recommended guidelines. Avoid crowded places. Keep a physical distance of at least 6 feet. Stay home if you're sick. Bring water, soap, and sanitizers. And be considerate of others. Check for the latest updates at MissouriConservation.org and MoStateParks.com. Be well and safe in the outdoors.
Here's a look at your weather forecast powered by Weatherology.com. A heat advisory begins at noon today and continues until 8 p.m. Monday night. Highs level off around 94 today under mainly sunny skies, south winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Mainly clear skies again tonight, lows level off around 72. Lots of sunshine tomorrow, highs around 97. I'm staff meteorologist Derek Height. Currently, it's 76 degrees.
Informing America's farmers and ranchers. AOA. Now back to Jesse Allen.
Well, as we continue here on AOA, let's take a deep dive into some of the USDA data that we have seen here over the last several days. What does this mean for the U.S. and the world balance sheets and much more? Really excited to have our next guest join us. I've been trying to get her on the show for a while, and we've just haven't been able to make it happen until now. So really happy to have her with us. Formerly with Reuters, she is now the chief market analyst for Zaner Ag Hedge. Karen Braun joins the show. Karen, it's great to talk with you. How are you?
I'm doing really great, and I'm excited to finally get this chance to talk with you.
I know it felt like it took us a while to finally make this happen, but here we are, and a lot for us to talk about here in our first conversation together on the show. Real quick, obviously, so many years for you at Reuters and such a devoted following that you built up there, and now going over to Zaner AgHedge. Give us a little background on that move. I know you're excited.
Yeah, sure. So I was the Reuters agriculture columnist for about 10 years, and a lot of people know me from X, Twitter, from my following or from my charts and my offering and my analysis on reports and everything else. And so basically, I'm doing the same thing I was doing at Reuters now over at Zaner. I've got a newsletter that's live. You can sign up for it. It's, if you go to my Twitter profile, it's the link's right there in the profile to just sign up, put your name down if you want to see the stuff. But it's a lot of the same commentary that I've done in the past. So really data driven, objective, really just giving context to the news. So I can now offer just a more tailored kind of picture of things and do it in a little bit of my own way, and not it doesn't have to be newswire friendly. So I'm really excited. And it allows me to offer more than I was offering before.
Well, it's great that you're able to do that. And, I'm one who has used your charts before. They come in very, very handy, especially on big report days. You get things out so timely and quickly on your X and more. And obviously, this past Tuesday was a big day from USDA with a very large corn print and changes to acreage and so much more. So just for starters, your reaction now, you've had a few days to digest all of these numbers to what USDA brought us on Tuesday and how it's affecting the balance sheets now moving forward.
Yeah, when I first saw that corn yield, I thought, oh my gosh, my first reaction, actually, I said the word ouch about 1 second in. And then, I went to work with the numbers. But, I think, and I said this before the report, I don't think that people were really thinking about that acreage move that happened. I know that was definitely not anticipated, and it was definitely not anticipated in the way that it happened. That really big increase in corn acres and the massive decrease in soybean acres. So that really compounded the major corn yield that we saw in 16.7 billion bushel crop. I mean, that's pretty insane. I think that that yield, obviously, I think the market kind of was already bracing for that. I don't think that was a really huge surprise. It was the acreage move that really, pushed that carryout up over 2 billion, for 25, 26, which actually is not that bad when you consider just how big of an acreage and a yield that you have combined. So, because demand, USDA really cranked up that demand. And when you have that big of a crop, I don't see what choice they have for now.
Well, it's a lot for folks to digest. And I think to your point, I think a lot of people in the trade and farmers were expecting a big yield, but the acreage moves were definitely something.
Yeah.
And so obviously we gotta finish this crop off, and we're going to have more, data points into this market here over the next several weeks. But, another piece of this, obviously, okay, we have a lot of corn, we have a lot of soybeans. We need demand. And something else that has been very interesting to watch, I know you've been tracking it, is the lack of soybean demand, particularly from China. I think we're now, it's the lowest, it's like 20 years or something since, this is the slowest start in 20 years, I believe, for China soy buying. I mean, talk about that, Kim.
Yeah, so it's actually the slowest on record, and the USDA database goes back to 1999. So this is the only time since at least 1999 that China has had 0 beans on the book as of this date. So we are now in uncharted waters. We, don't really know what to expect going forward, because we know that Brazil has a lot of beans. And we know that the U.S. and China are in trade talks, or, supposedly they are. That has just been an ongoing thing that just, has not been solved. So I think, I've heard a lot of different ideas from, people that are connected in this market as to when we could see Chinese buying. And some people actually think it may not be until next year, like early next year. Others think that it could be a little bit later this fall, after that 90-day, or actually towards the end of that 90-day period that we just, extended this week. So there, I would say nobody really knows. Nobody knows, and that's something that we just really need to keep an eye on because China's everything. About half of our soybean exports historically go to China.
We're talking with Karen Braun, Chief Market Analyst for Zaner Ag Hedge. So the soybean conversation is one thing, but then you look at corn, and I mean, corn export demand here for the U.S. has been really on fire as of late, hasn't it, Karen?
It really has been. And when you look at the new crop book that we have as of early August, we are at double the sales that we had a year ago. And we're actually at, if you exclude China from the mix, which obviously we have no corn sales to China right now, but if you historically look at the corn sales, to anyone other than China, we are way above anything that we've ever seen before. We've got about, 19% of USDA's 25-26 corn export forecast covered, which that forecast, by the way, is for another record. So, right now, I think that these big demand numbers from USDA, at least on the export side, are justified for corn because you look at that rate of sales, and you know what? You can't really argue it. Now we'll see. Obviously, the Brazilian farmer has not been really selling corn, and that has helped the U.S. stay competitive. And so, once the Brazilian farmer shows up and decides to start selling, which I'm not sure when that's going to be, that could, the U.S. could run into a problem once that happens. But for now, we are really, really on fire and, dominating this world market.
I know some of the charts you've posted here just in the last several days. You mentioned Brazil. You've had some things up on Brazil's corn crop, and an interesting tidbit, USDA, their estimate of the 24-25 Brazilian corn crop is actually lower than CONAB's, and that's not usually, historically, that's usually the other way around, right, Karen?
Exactly, yes. So USDA is in at 132 million metric tons for Brazil's 24-25 corn crop, and then CONAB, the Brazilian agency, now in at 137. But there are industry estimates that exceed 140. So, just a big discrepancy here in the corn market. And again, the opposite of what you would normally expect. So I don't know what that means going forward, but I know that most of the industry is leaning up, and that I would say most people think USDA is too low on that. So that is definitely a factor that we need to watch for the U.S. corn market going forward.
We haven't brought up wheat yet. Any notes you might have there, just with all the numbers, updates we've had from USDA, wheat exports? I know wheat prices here in the U.S., a lot of folks don't want to talk about them because they've been kind of sluggish here. Any thoughts in this overall wheat picture right now, Karen?
Yeah, the wheat market's really just been in a downtrend since 2022, right? And seems like, no amount of news really gets things going. But if I could highlight one bright spot for U.S. wheat, it's that our export sales for 25-26 are actually at a 12-year high for the date. So, we actually are, we are competitive at times. Obviously, there's a lot more wheat exporters than there are, corn and soybeans. So we do see that global competition more in the wheat side. But yeah, and as far as exports are concerned, we are living up to the expectations. And so, that's helpful going forward in not driving up our stocks to, extreme levels like we saw, 5-10 years ago. But yeah, it all depends on what happens in the Black Sea, what Russia's got to offer. And, Russia's just been dominating for the last few years now, regardless of how little or big our crop is here in the U.S.
We got about a minute here before we close out. So final thoughts from you, Karen. I know you're going to be on the Midwest Crop Tour next week, and obviously more data points into this market, things like that.
Right.
What do farmers need to just keep in mind, in your opinion, here moving forward?
Yeah, it's really hard to I know that the numbers that we saw were really not exciting, obviously, did not really help the market. But I would say that, USDA from this point, those numbers, especially on the acreage side, tend to be closer to the final than numbers that we saw, previously in the season. So, as much as that acreage move was anomalous, you know, I don't think we can fight against it. I think you just have to take it as it is. Now, one thing I can say, as far as the yields go, for corn, August yield was the highest print of the season in only 3 of the last 10 years. So, you know, yield could be even bigger next month. But August yield was higher than the final yield in 7 of the last 10 years, which means that most likely yield might be lower than 188.8 in the end. But we could go up from here. Who knows? It'll be interesting to watch.
ZanerAgHedge.com/Karen Braun. That's one way to find her newsletter. Of course, follow her on X as well. Karen Braun, Chief Market Analyst for Zaner Ag Hedge. Great to talk with you, and we'll look forward to getting you back on the show again soon.
Thanks, Jesse. It was really fun. Talk to you soon.
Coming up next, we're going to take a look at Ag News headlines. Back with more on AOA right after this.
Our summer of savings at Rutherford just got even better with 0% financing for 48 months on practically every new vehicle on our lot. Hi, this is Doug Jr. Here's the details. Get 0% for 48 months on approved credit on 2024 and 2025 Mustangs, Escapes, plus F-150s and Mach-E's. Get 0% for 48 months on all new 2025 Ford Explorers and the all-electric F-150 Lightning. And get 0% for 48 months on the 2024 Bronco and Bronco Sport, and also 2024 Ford Transit vans. And now here's a bonus on all these vehicles. In addition to the 0% financing, they'll come with a 2-year, 25,000-mile premium maintenance plan. This is a summer of savings event you don't want to miss. So if you're shopping for a new ride, plan on seeing Rutherford, the home of the original summer of savings. That's Rutherford, where family pride is driven home each and every day. I-55 at the Herculaneum Auto Mall exit.
Ruther.com. 98 Days of Summer's back with a reboot at Hood's Discount Home Center in Farmington and Festus. Get in on 98 Days of Summer cash. Now through Labor Day, J98 The Boot will draw 98 daily winners who will have a chance to win $985 cash at the end of the summer. Each Monday this summer, someone wins a great summertime prize like Cardinals tickets, tickets to an incredible country concert, rodeo tickets, and more. One of our 98 daily finalists will win a 2-night stay and weekend adventure for 2 at the Adventure River Resort in Eminence. And at the end of the summer, one of the 98 daily winners will win $985 cash. 98 Days of Summer cash. For official rules and more, visit mymoinfo.com. To scan a 98 Days QR code and enter for your chance to win $985 cash, a weekend adventure at Adventure River Resort in Eminence, and more, visit one of our 98 Days of Summer cash participating partners like Hood's Discount Home Center in Farmington and Festus.
Nobody had to tell your grandparents not to drive while using their typewriters. Why should it be any different for us kids and our cell phones? Distracted driving was the cause of more than 3,000 deaths in 2022. Come on, we're smarter than this. Let's put down the phones and focus on the roads. Drive safe, everybody.
Don't drive distracted. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Don't let biased algorithms, or degree screens, or exclusive professional networks, or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
If you don't have final expense life insurance, this message is for you. LifeCare provides valuable information about whole life insurance to help cover final expenses, medical bills, burial costs, and other final expenses. Enrollment is fast and available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exam, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. Just answer a few questions and we will do the rest. With the average funeral costing $9,420 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses. Your premium will never increase. Your policy will have a cash value and a death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense life insurance with a lifetime lock, call 800-260-7322. That's 800-260-7322. 800-260-7322.
When news happens in agriculture or when the markets are moving, we've got you covered as your trusted voice in agriculture. The team at the American Ag Network has the knowledge and experience to keep you informed on the issues impacting farmers and ranchers. We've got you covered on air, online, and on demand. Find the American Ag Network on your favorite social media platforms, and also follow the American Ag Today podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We are the American Ag Network.
Make sure to subscribe to the Market Talk YouTube channel. You can watch our latest interviews with top market analysts in the country, find bonus content, and much more. It's easy. Just go to youtube.com/@MarketTalkAg and hit the subscribe button. Or you can search for Market Talk Ag on YouTube.
Get the latest bonus interviews, exclusive content, and more with the American Ag Today podcast. Just search for American Ag Today and give us a follow wherever you get your podcasts.
Information America's farmers and ranchers need. AOA. Now, back to Jesse Allen.
And welcome back as we continue here today on AOA. Busy show we've had so far. Appreciate Karen Braun joining us in that last segment. Katie Dellinger from DTN before her. And then at the beginning of the show, ASA President Caleb Ragland. And I do want to circle back to some of what we talked about with Caleb, and a shout out to a listener on the AOA X account. If you don't follow us there, you certainly can, and always like to have some conversations over on social media. It's at AOA_talk show. Reed Story in Eastern Arkansas made a comment that a lot of folks don't know the importance of agriculture in the U.S. and that there are some friends for agriculture in Congress, like Senator John Bozeman he mentioned, who leads Senate Ag, but a lot of folks don't understand that agriculture is what keeps rural America going. And Reed, I couldn't agree more, and hopefully some folks understand that here before it's too late. I think we're already kind of getting to that point. I know it's a tough go for many folks in rural America right now, and so hopefully we can find some answers, find some demand, find some trade deals, something to help us get through a pretty tough go that we're seeing right now. Let's take a look at some Ag News headlines before we close out the show today. Well, Democrats and some Republicans in Congress are stepping up their criticism of USDA's reorganization plans. 23 House Ag Democrats wrote Secretary Brooke Rollins saying they weren't consulted on the reorganization to create 5 regional hubs, and service to farmers will suffer. Now, top Senate Ag Democrat Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota claimed at a hearing last month that a 2019 move to Kansas City, Missouri in the first Trump term was a disaster.
AO explicitly stated, based on this much smaller relocation, that ERS produced fewer key reports and that NIFA, known as NIFA, took longer to process grants.
But Deputy Secretary at USDA Stephen Vaden was ready for the attack.
From January 2021 to January 2025, the Biden administration, 2,200 employees left Washington, D.C. There was no congressional notice. There was no outcry. There was no committee hearing.
And Deputy Secretary Vaden also added,
for more than 1,700 days, extending well beyond any fair definition of the COVID pandemic, USDA was on a maximum telework footing.
But even some Republicans weren't pleased that the USDA didn't consult lawmakers on its hub plan first. Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley told reporters recently,
"Now, maybe they wouldn't have picked Des Moines, Iowa, but I'd like to know why Kansas City was picked over Des Moines, Iowa."
Grassley says Vaden finally agreed to consult lawmakers, but after the fact, giving members less sway in final decisions, and adding that Chairman of the Senate Ag Committee, John Bozeman, called the Senate hearing over the same concerns. Well, John Deere and Company says reduced demand and tariff costs led to lower third quarter profits. The ag equipment manufacturers reporting net sales and net revenue drops of 9% each and a 26% drop in net income during Q3. The company says tariffs have cost them $300 million this year and forecast a total tariff cost of $600 million by year's end. The Urine Company says they've proactively managed inventory to match production to demand. While the Environmental Protection Agency announced a new action aimed at protecting farmers, truckers, and first responders from sudden power loss caused by diesel exhaust fluid systems, the new guidance was developed after listening to farmers' concerns and will allow for a more reasonable and flexible approach to DEF system warnings. Even Scott Mason, the EPA's regional administrator in the South Central region, was surprised at how quickly the announcement took place.
I'm extremely proud to say that from that roundtable that we had in Oklahoma, that we took this back to the administrator and to our Office of Air. They got to work. They started digging in and really looking at this and basically what's going to happen. And this is action that's going to take place now and down the road too. So it's the 2 for 1 in a sense. It's really going to benefit our ag sector.
And Mason talks about the challenges farmers face from DEF system warnings.
If the tractor that they're operating runs out of DEF, or if the system sensor fails, it's programmed to automatically shut down or severely restrict power. Now, it could literally strand them in the middle of a harvest, which happens all the time. That's one of the things we heard about at the roundtable. It's very frustrating for the ag community, and really the same goes for truckers too, our first responders. We've even heard horrifying instances of that happening when there are ambulances, for instance, who are trying to transport a patient to the hospital and the vehicle slows down to a very slow mile per hour. So this affects any vehicle that uses diesel fuel. So as I mentioned, we're fixing the problem now.
And what does the EPA solution look like? Mason says
we're going to be fixing it for the future. So what that looks like is for vehicles that people already own and that they're using, and for those manufactured in the future, the engine and equipment manufacturers can right now revise the software in existing vehicles that triggers these shutdowns. And then starting in the model year 2027, all new diesel on-road trucks must be engineered to avoid sudden and severe power loss after running out of DEF.
And also, the new guidance is designed for both older equipment and newer options. And the new guidance, which takes effect ahead of the 2025 harvest season, also addresses concerns from bus and motor coach operators about passenger safety when vehicles are forced to stop on roadways. According to EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin, he said at a press conference here a few days ago that, quote, "This is common sense. We can protect the environment and grow the economy at the same time," end quote. So again, the changes to diesel exhaust fluid guidance from the Environmental Protection Agency is out. You can learn more about that, read more about it by downloading the all-new Farm and Ranch Media mobile app to your smartphone today. You can find that story there and many other news stories for agriculture and much, much more. It's absolutely free, so hopefully you can go check that out today. Well, that's a look at news headlines. We're out of time on AOA. Coming up on our next program, we'll hear from Mike Seifert with the National Grain and Feed Association, James Glick with the Plant-Based Products Council. We'll talk weather with DTM's John Baranek and markets with Darren Newsom from Bar Chart as well. Thanks as always for joining us for AOA. I'm Jesse Allen. Have a great rest of your day.
What's up, y'all? I'm Kelly Clarkson, and as the daughter of a school teacher, I know just how important education is. No matter how old you are or your situation, continuing to learn will enrich your life and help remove barriers you didn't even know were there. So much opportunity, y'all. Whether it's a foreign language, history, or a different way to look at things, take some time each day to learn something new. This message is courtesy of the United States Air Force.
We arrived at the scene, and the job, like everyone before, was executed flawlessly, leaving us with more questions than answers. It was time to bring in the big guns. You don't mean. Yeah, John Deere Bale documentation. All the data, one location. It was the answer to everything. Visit johndeere.com/bail documentation for more information.
Do you know how America became the best country on God's green earth? We made things, from automobiles to airplanes to textiles. We were the manufacturing epicenter of the world, the innovators that every other country turned to. I'm Katie Lyon, co-founder of Allegiance Flag Supply, and I'm here to tell you that the American spirit is alive and well at Allegiance, where we make American flags 100% in America. When you fly your American flag from Allegiance Flag Supply, you're not just honoring our country, you're supporting American men and women who proudly make the highest quality American flags, period. True patriots who put care into every stitch. See our full story at showallegiance.com and learn about our 100% American-based supply chain. Fly your flag from showallegiance.com with pride, because every flag says manufacturing is still alive and well in the U.S. and we are still the greatest country. Save $35 on your American flag set when you go to showallegiance.com.
Bill O'Reilly gives you the facts that other media outlets won't. Every weekday morning at 7 on Super Talk AM 800 KREI, Farmington.
From ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. President Trump and Russia's Vladimir Putin heading to Alaska today for this afternoon's bilateral meeting. President Trump pushing for Russia to end its war in Ukraine and calling today's sit-down the next step on the path to peace. On board Air Force One, the president says he and Putin can get along to get a deal done, but says any talk of business opportunities, including mineral rights, are not the priority.
I noticed he's bringing a lot of business people from Russia. And that's good. I like that, because they want to do business, but they're not doing business until we get the war settled.
A new Pew Research poll shows that 59% of Americans surveyed say they don't think the president can foster an end to the conflict. New concerns about the federalization of police in Washington, D.C. after Attorney General Pam Bondi issued an order to remove the authority of the city's police chief and revoke department policies blocking cooperation with federal immigration enforcement. ABC's Stephen Portnoy says D.C.'s elected leaders now pushing back.
D.C.'s Attorney General accuses the U.S. Attorney General of trying to unlawfully sideline the city's police chief. Pam Bondi's Thursday night order says the department's chain of command can't make any decisions without the approval of DEA Administrator Terry Cole, who's been tapped as the department's emergency federal commissioner. But D.C.'s lawsuit says there's nothing in the law that allows for that. The Home Rule Act says for up to 30 days, the president may direct the mayor to provide police services for federal purposes.
Aaron is now the first named hurricane of the Atlantic season. The Category 1 storm expected to gain strength as it churns off the U.S. eastern seaboard, and the areas of the Caribbean are in the crosshairs. Here's ABC's Ginger Z.
This is a function of where this thing is going to go. So it's now just over 500 miles east of the Leeward Islands. It's moving west-northwest, and that northwest flow is important because it keeps it north of the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico.
You're listening to ABC News.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
Ever wonder why you have insurance for your car or home, but not your digital life? Meet WebRoot Total Protection, your digital bodyguard that includes antivirus, identity protection, VPN, cloud backup, and more. With plans for individuals and families, WebRoot takes the guessing game out of cybersecurity so you can get back to living your best life online. Go to webroot.com/offer and get 50% off today. That's webroot.com/offer to get 50% off today. Live a better digital life with WebRoot, because peace of mind shouldn't be optional.
Hundreds of flight attendants with Air Canada expected to walk off the job this weekend after negotiations with the airline appear to be failing. ABC's Molalengi has more from Dulles Airport.
The sticking point in negotiations between the airline and flight attendants union has been flight attendant salaries. Air Canada says it's still hoping they can make a last-minute deal, but if not, a full shutdown of the airlines expected by Saturday morning, which will affect around 130,000 customers every single day.
The Commerce Department says retail sales in the U.S. were up last month as Americans' consumers appear to take advantage of summer deals.
Retail sales were up by 0.5 percentage point in July. This follows a nearly 1% increase in June. Spending had slowed drastically in April and May following President Trump's tariff announcement, but consumers are returning to stores. One exception is electronics. Sales were down by more than 0.5%. The biggest increase in July came in auto sales. They were up by 1.6%. Brian Clark, ABC News.
In New York City today, the final affected cooling tower tied to the ongoing Legionnaire's disease outbreak is expected to be repaired as the city looks to stop future cases in their tracks. 99 cases and 4 deaths have resulted this year from the outbreak. Kellogg's announcing they will stop using artificial dyes in its breakfast cereals by the end of 2027, saying they are evolving their portfolio of cereals to provide consumers of more of what they need. Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Offer not valid in all states or where prohibited by law. Loans are subject to lender approval. See website for details.
Honey, the credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards, rent is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With our bad credit?
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000, and cash can hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
When you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com.
ABC Radio presents Business Buzz, brought to you by Regis, the new way to work.
You always remember to turn off the lights when you leave the house. Therefore, your electricity bill should be as low as it can be, right? Well, a lot of appliances use power even when they're turned off, thanks to a phenomenon called phantom power. To reduce it, plug all your electronics into power strips and turn off those devices when you're not using them.
That's Business Buzz, brought to you by Regis, the new way to work. Call 1-800-OFFICES.
These days, businesses have to always be on call, on site, and online. And with Regis, you'll be ready. With an unmatched local, national, and global network, Regis helps you be anywhere your business needs to be. Regis provides workspace, technology, and support staff. So whether you need a place to work for a day, a week, or even a month, Regis gets you up and running fast. Stay connected through Regis and be free to do your best work. Regis, the new way to work. Call 1-800-OFFICES now.
This news update brought to you by Hearing Care Partners in Farmington, St. Genevieve, and Herculaneum. They listen so you can hear.
Hearing Care Partners is dedicated to rekindling your connection with the world. Hearing loss makes communication difficult and puts added stress on your brain. This can lead to cognitive issues like dementia. New studies show hearing aids may help reduce the risk of dementia by 48%, better hearing and lower risk of dementia. That's a no-brainer. Have your hearing tested today at Hearing Care Partners. They listen so you can hear. Find them online at hearingcarepartners.com.
How long will it last?
We're going to find out where everybody stands, and I'll know within the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, or 5 minutes. Like we tend to find out whether or not we're going to have a good meeting or a bad meeting. And if it's a bad meeting, it'll end very quickly. And if it's a good meeting, we're going to end up getting peace in the pretty near future.
Okay. So there are a lot of different takes on this. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, they've got a lunch planned, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
If this does go bad, sort of like it did with Zelensky in the Oval Office in February, he's going to say, no lunch for you.
Yeah.
We're done.
When are they going to DoorDash it in Anchorage?
Well, I think they're going to bring in some McDonald's, and
Are they? Yeah. Well, yeah. You can DoorDash that too. Yeah.
So that's just more leverage, right? Because you can always say, "Hey, you can have the soft serve, or not, Putin." Okay.
That's right. Yeah. As far as the synchronized media take, well, this is just putting Putin on a pedestal.
Oh, God, again?
Here you go. Here, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, here you go.
This is someone who actually is seizing this moment for domestic propaganda value.
Given that Russia used to own Alaska, and given the significance of joint base armament...
Van Camp's already been broken. We're not even 2 minutes into the show.
Okay. Jen Psaki out there lecturing people about it. Hey, I mean, Alaska, Russia tried to make a claim on it. Stop it.
When your boss said, don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
was his foreign policy. Yeah.
Right. And it really stopped Putin, didn't it? Anyway, here you go. Here's
Given
something.
that Russia used to own Alaska,
Yeah.
and given the significance of joint base Elmendorf-Richardson and Russian-American relations, it's almost like it was chosen to make Putin feel special or something.
It's a personal meeting, but I think it gives advantage to Putin.
He would love to be able to run the country in the way that Putin runs Russia. He would love to have this authoritarian, very strong hand and do whatever he wants to do. And I think he just sort of looks up to the way that Putin runs things.
Do they go into ChatGPT and say, can you give me the most insane liberal take on this story?
Yes.
And then they just regurgitate it?
Do any of them believe that sitting down with Putin may be a viable option to then the continuance of the war? You got to sit down with a guy at some point and talk to him.
My question is, what is the worst thing that can happen?
Well, yeah, nothing gets done. Nothing's getting done now.
Exactly.
I mean, for the life of me, these people, I don't know how, and again, we got 3.5 more years of this stuff.
Yeah, by the way, side story, Victor Davis Hanson did a whole bit, next year, you're going to see the left even more unhinged.
I agree.
Well, yeah, probably.
Yeah, they're broken people and mentally insane.
They are mentally insane, yes.
Well, not only that, so many of Trump's policies are working and people like it. That's also driving them crazy. But as far as this meeting with Putin today, what did Nancy Pelosi say? Because I haven't heard this. You have the clip, David.
Oh, yeah, Nancy Pelosi was weighing in on this, and she was all over the map. I mean, it's like, you mentioned ChatGPT. It's like somebody broke ChatGPT and installed it in a dementia-riddled alcoholic.
This is very Biden-esque. It is. I've heard this.
Dementia-riddled alcoholic.
I know.
Let's enjoy it together.
Well, let's hope, but he said he was going to end it one day. He hasn't done that. But again...
Day one. Yeah. But whatever. Go ahead.
Again, we want the people of Ukraine, and we commend them for fighting for democracy, and in fighting for their democracy, they're fighting for ours as well. We are fighting for democracy.
How are they fighting for ours? I bet she doesn't explain.
No, she does not explain. I don't really understand how Ukraine is fighting for American democracy. But
yeah, that one slipped by me too. I heard it.
Well, you're
I speak
not
fluid
also,
drunk. I mean, I do.
Say,
yeah.
5 glasses in, I don't think you're going to get it. But anyway, it goes on.
For democracy writ large. It's taken a long time. And he said he was going to do it in one day. It's been, 100, whatever, how many days? He
200
hasn't done
now.
it yet.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that he has not continued the military assistance.
Yeah.
That has
What are you talking about?
been a problem for the Ukrainians. But I wish him well on that.
Hold on a second, because you saw this clip, I'm sure. What is going on? Is she at a bar?
I think she was at Gavin Newsom's little thing.
Oh, got it. Okay. That makes sense.
But I wish him well on that. I don't trust Putin at all. I don't know what
Really?
Putin has on the president. That he just
really?
He's coming to Alaska.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be going to Alaska.
Okay. Oh. Where should they go, Nancy?
She's hammered, man. Yeah. That's just drunk head all over the place right there. Just chattering and rambling. Friends don't let friends speak to the media drunk.
Does she have any friends?
That she hasn't paid for? I don't
Good question. Oh, let's get to the hottest take out there. You had it, David. I didn't hear this.
Mark Halperin, he used to work at MSNBC, now does this two-way thing.
Yeah.
And so he talks with Sean Spicer, who was the first press secretary during Trump's first administration, and also Dan Turrentine, or Turrentine, I never remember how to pronounce his last name. Anyway, he's a Democrat.
Mm-hmm.
And, he brought up an interesting question about what's really going to happen with this big meeting between President Trump and President Putin.
Okay.
Serious question. What's the % chance that the United States arrests Putin today? That's what I'm looking for.
What?
Dan, what's the % chance they arrest him as a war criminal? Zero. Sean?
0.
Okay, when it happens, we'll post this moment. And I'll just say before we take your questions, 28.
Wait, do you disagree?
Yeah.
Do you disagree?
Oh, no, I think they're going to arrest him. I think that's the whole thing is to trick him to coming to the U.S. and going to arrest him. He's a war criminal.
That he is, but...
Yeah. So let's see. But my point is we may do a special report. Just, we'll see this weekend. That's one thing to look for is if we decide to do a special report because, they've arrested Putin. All right. Let's go to your questions now. As always.
That would be news.
Please.
Yeah. Holy smokes, Daddy-O.
He sounds pretty confident that Putin's going to be arrested.
He does.
I would not put money on that.
Oh, no.
I'm like, there's like a 0% chance that happens.
Yeah, I'm way closer to 0 than I am where Halperin's at.
I can see Trump hearing that going,
Right.
But here's the thing. Okay, if he's right, and again, I don't think he is, you're an all-timer.
Yeah.
Because that clip would go everywhere. Like he knew it was going to happen.
Well,
okay?
I want to know how.
But that was always the thing, especially on people that just appear on cable news. You take a crazy flyer prediction, right? If you're wrong, no one remembers.
Yeah.
If you're right, if you hit, you're an all-timer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why on the show we always make bets. And then we rib the crap out of each other when you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking this bet.
Spicer and Turrentine, whatever, should have said, oh, Halperin, $100, let's go.
Yeah, right.
How confident are you?
Like,
and then give odds on that.
Because that's like a declaration of war against Russia.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think there's a 10% chance that Putin's plane, upon departure, might suffer a very unfortunate mechanical error.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a bet, huh?
Oh, see, that's a whole nother thing. I mean, gosh.
All right, let's just stop the whole Putin talk for now. Robbins is getting nervous. Let's go to D.C. Did you know they got a crime problem?
No, they don't.
No, I've heard from several people on the left, politicians, that there's no crime problem at all. They're safe. They walk down the streets all the time.
It's all sunshine, strawberry, lemonade, and humdingers in D.C.
Heck yeah. And by the way, the protests that are happening there, organic.
Oh, sure.
Just D.C. residents.
Yeah, that's right.
And very creative with their chants and stuff. Get off our streets. Get off our streets. Okay. And then this one guy trying to be tough guy. Why are you here?
You're trying to arrest innocent people? What's your purpose? What's your goal?
You're trying to arrest innocent people. What's your purpose? What's your goal? No, it's to arrest criminals.
Yes.
You can't be that dopey.
What's the motive? Why won't you show your face? Like you look yourself in the mirror and think I did a good job today?
Again, can we have a new law? You yell in someone's face like that, they get 5 minutes alone.
Yeah.
We'll just say
one of the guardsmen there.
Yeah.
Let's just do that.
You got a little trailer behind you with a room in it. And you go in there, and then you come up 5 minutes later.
I mean, you feel very emboldened as you're just yelling in someone's face because you know nothing's going to happen. Let's change that.
What I can't believe is you're taking a stance, a pro-crime stance. It is the weirdest political calculation ever.
Well, either that or just, no, it's a 30-year low as far as crime.
But again, what you're saying is we're against people trying to stop criminals from breaking the law. We're against that.
Yes.
We don't want to live that way. We want to live with guns going off all the time. Carjackings.
We like our guns.
Yeah.
We like it's just the thrill of walking the streets at night wondering, am I going to get mugged tonight?
Yeah.
It's an adrenaline push.
I really didn't like that car anyway that they took.
Keeps me young, you know?
Exactly.
It's nuts. But that's the stance you've taken. That's your political stance. We're pro-crime.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
What's the D.C. salon worker you got here, David?
Yeah, she's a nail tech who works in D.C. and seems pretty happy about the law and order that Trump unleashed.
Oh.
She posted a couple of videos on TikTok.
Okay.
Finally able to chill at a red light with my window down, not worried about if one of them young is coming.
That had to be beeped out. What'd she say? Young what?
The N-word.
Oh, well.
Riding through the city, feeling more safe than I ever felt. And it's been real quiet in the city. Real livable. Real, I like that. I mean, like, they all coming in a little hard, but I mean, hey, we need that. We needed that. Get them little out of here. I ain't seen a little in 24 hours. I think like 48, really, but all right, Trump.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. And it's honest and it's true.
Of course.
She speaks for people who are actually impacted by it.
Yes.
God.
Well, that's why when you see the national stories, they don't quote people like that. No. Because they're trying to build a different narrative. Authoritarian! Of course. Okay, go. A couple of clips. Hilarious to get to. And the 5 stories we're watching today. Coming right up.
What does the future of mobility in Michigan sound like? That's the sound of new EV charging stations at our state parks. That's the sound of over $20 billion in new investments to produce EVs and batteries in Michigan. And that's the silence of Michigan's new En-Road wireless charging system. Discover all the ways MEDC is driving next-gen mobility in Michigan at michiganbusiness.org.
He's coming. Here he goes. Surprise! Your table saw broke. Also, the warranty expired weeks ago, so you need to pay for a new one out of pocket.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Oh, and the replacement part you ordered doesn't fit, so it's completely useless. What a waste.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Hi everyone, it's Madonna at Just Pools and Spas in Arnold. Summer pool season is in full swing, and to celebrate, we are having a happy summer sale. And the best way to do that is by saving you money. When it comes to your pool, like Clear Result Chemicals, keep your pool looking its best all season long. And right now we have 10% off all in-stock Clear Result Chemicals, and we also have 30% off toys, games, floats, and goggles. It's all part of our happy summer sale. And I'm also happy that we can save you big on a new spa, Just Pools. Come by and see our selection, and we can even order one that perfectly meets your needs. It's our happy summer sale. We are Just Pools and Spas on the West Outer Road in Arnold, or visit us at justpoolsandspas.com. We've been making backyard dreams come true for over 40 years.
Oh, we're making backyard dreams come true. Just for you at Just Pools.
Summer break is winding down, but the end of summer savings are still heating up at Sam Sism Ford, the home of the warranty forever. We're clearing the lot to make room for new inventory, which means markdowns site-wide, so you can save thousands. Looking for an SUV to handle the school chaos, a truck that's tailgate ready, or a fuel-efficient car for the college commute? Shop hassle-free with us. Drive home in a new 2025 Ford Escape, Explorer, Bronco Sport, or F-150 with $0 down, 0% financing, and no payments for 90 days. Available on select new models. Plus, every qualifying vehicle comes with our warranty forever. That's lifetime powertrain coverage at no extra cost to you. So don't wait, get more, save more, and drive with confidence. Visit Sam Sism Ford in Farmington, proudly serving our community since 1937. Shop online at SismFord.com or call 431-3177. Sam Sism Ford, where the price is right and the warranty lasts forever. Offers with approved credit. See dealer for details.
Hearing Care Partners is dedicated to rekindling your connection with the world. Hearing loss makes communication difficult and puts added stress on your brain. This can lead to cognitive issues like dementia. New studies show hearing aids may help reduce the risk of dementia by 48%. Better hearing and lower risk of dementia. That's a no-brainer. Have your hearing tested today at Hearing Care Partners. They listen so you can hear. Find them online at HearingCarePartners.com.
NASCAR's biggest party is back at Worldwide Technology Raceway, September 6th through 7th. Experience the NASCAR Cup Series playoff at the Enjoy Illinois 300. Plus, the NASCAR Xfinity Series returns after 15 years. And enjoy top music at the Confluence Music Festival. Get tickets at WWTRaceway.com. That's WWTRaceway.com. Sponsored by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
Van Camp and Robbins Show. Jamie Markley, David Van Camp, Scott Robbins. You know what it's time for?
I do.
Okay. Thought you did. The 5 stories we're watching today.
1, 2, 3. All right, number 5, California lawmakers unveiled their plan. They're going to try to gerrymander their state even more in response to Texas redistricting. They're calling it the Election Rigging Response Act, which is we're going to rig it.
This is real.
This is real, yeah.
So they're just admitting what they're doing then, right?
Right. And what they're going to do, and they're already running ads for it, for a ballot measure that hasn't even really been published, that voters have not had a chance to comment on. And according to polling within California, even Democrats are opposed to it. The Democrats are lost, man.
Very much so. To me, all this is with Newsom is trying to get himself, again, to be the guy to take on Trump.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
That's what it's all about.
It's all about his presidential aspirations, for sure.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead, and what's going to happen now is they key. Okay, so she's talking, it's coming up, bum, bum, bum. Stream's looking good. Would you like to Chords test are on already. Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, we should. I know, I tested it. We want this to just be loud. I want to make sure that they know that we have sound. Check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Convocation 2025. Welcome, freshmen. So you'll be back and forth. You'll stay on, we're just going to stay on camera 1. This will be camera 1, and when you do have a shot on either one of those two, I might take it. But for the most part, we're going to leave it there. Now, when she exits, when she says, well, thank you, I want to introduce our Chancellor Minor. That's when you, camera 3, will pick up Chancellor right here. And you'll follow him to the podium. And once he gets to the podium, I got camera 1 up. So camera 1, go. You're up. So it'll work like that. I'll tell you which person's getting up, and you will pick them up, or they will pick them up, and then we'll just transition it from 1 to a pickup, 1 to a pickup, and we'll go back and forth. So that's it. They'll stand by for recessional music.
Hey Lucas.
Okay, you're gonna have that.
What's
standing
that F-stop on that?
But what's gonna happen is first, before that, we're gonna hand it over to the DJ. The DJ stand by lights. Lights will then stand by for reveal. So there's really nothing we're gonna do yet until the recessional happens. So they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna get up. They're gonna go over. They're gonna look at the reveal. He rolls music. Boom! It's all great. Now the recessional happens. You mean so stand by for recessional music.
No, you're talking about us talking. Are you talking about us talking is coming through on the screen?
So this is the
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't know if you wanted the podium logo or not. Okay. Do we want to tilt down at all? How much taller is the Chancellor and stuff than me? Okay. Yeah, she's a lot shorter, so we'll go down. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you'll just have to stay away from me while I'm adjusting the camera.
rich old man, and she won't have to worry. She'll dress up all in lace and go in style. Late at night, a big old house gets lonely. I guess every form of refuge has its price. And it breaks her heart to think her love is only given to a man with hands as cold as ice. So she tells him she must go out for the evening to comfort an old friend who's feeling down. But he knows where she's going and she's leaving. She is headed for the cheating side of town. You can't hide your lying eyes, and your smile is a thin disguise. I thought by now you'd realize there ain't no way to hide your lying eyes. On the other side of town, a boy is waiting with fiery eyes and dreams no one could steal. She drives on through the night, anticipating, 'cause he makes her feel the way she used to feel. She rushes to his arms, they fall together. She whispers it's only for a while. She swears